And here we go. So no balls and a strike. She takes that pause way up high. That's a lot of balance you have to have. There's a ground ball, shortstop. It'll be bobbled by Perez, and safe at first base is Davis. So Monet getting on base, the first base runner here for the Queens and first in WPBL history.
And Monet Davis, it's been years since she has played competitive baseball. She was a darling in the Little League World Series back in 2014. Didn't imagine then that she could pursue this as a profession, and here she is getting on for the first time in the WPBL.
All right, so Davis at first base, none away. The second batter here for the Queens is Ashton Lansdale, the third baseman. We mentioned batting .846 in just 5 games. Didn't even start all 5 of those with the World Cup group stage. That'll miss first pitch. Played for Team USA, a team that dominated up in Rockford. She was the MVP and the most outstanding player of that group stage play. Here comes the next pitch. It's upstairs. Throw down to first base. Trying to check that runner, Davis. She's ready to use some speed. We mentioned Eric Young is the manager, and he holds the stolen base record, career stolen base record for the Rockies. So he's going to get these athletes running here. No doubt at all. Checking the defense, seeing, Kim's move over too. So you got to start that right away and establish.
And I like seeing the patience there from Lansdale. You can tell that she's been seeing the ball really well. It'd be so easy to get anxious right now, but instead she's way ahead in the count 3-0.
She has the bright pink spikes. There's a strike delivered by Kim. So as the sun will start to set here, we have cloudy skies, some dribble. There's a dribbler that's going down the third base line. It will go foul and return Lansdale back to the box. She had a grand slam. Team USA just racked up the home runs. Same, we've got 290 down the lines, 310 in the gaps, and 330 straight away. These fences went up. They're the regulation fences in international play. We're playing by those rules too here in the WPBL. And so you can see the new fences that are just slightly in, and that's why the girls and the athletes here want to use those those metal bats. She'll take a look, and that'll be waved, and she'll head to first base with the free pass. So 2 on right now for the Queens, and that'll bring up the catcher, Jamie McKay.
I think sometimes walks are underrated, and that's something that she also racked up during the World Cup as well for Lansdale. She had 4 walks, and she was hit by a pitch. So getting on base, making something happen to set things up for your teammates coming up behind you, that's also part of her game.
They always say walk's as good as a hit, and it is. You get on base, there's 2 on right now. None away. First pitch here to the righty is a strike. McKay from Laguna Beach. Batting in the third slot for the Queens. They've got their black tops, black pants, gold stripe going down their pants, and the white and gold that do highlight along with the black. You can see the white lettering across the chest, white numbers on the back, and white with the last names. I love the Queens logo too. Just, all of these logos here in the WPBL, that as far as having that logo and the diamonds, the baseball diamonds in gold above the Q for Queens, and that's signifying a crown. And I thought that is really clever right there.
This league did such a great job of honoring those who came before. Every single team is named from an iconic trailblazing woman. And for the Queens in particular, where that name comes from, Lizzie Murphy, the Queen of the Diamond, the Queen of Baseball. She was the first woman to play versus major league players. And she's now represented by the Queens here in a history-making day.
There's a fly ball. It will be to the right side, going after it right by the line. Bringing it in is Yatani. She'll throw in. Nobody will run, so the runners stay at their stations. 1 away. That'll bring up the first baseman, Sarah Edwards.
The first out of the WPBL that we have witnessed.
So Edwards, the first baseman, she is actually currently, she was playing softball in Italy. She plays all around the world. And it was hard, to pull her away, that her team didn't want her to leave. But she said, I gotta go make history. Strike delivered. It's a righty-lefty matchup here.
And that is something that is strategic for Edwards. She can hit from both sides. A switch hitter has the opportunity to make that decision. Lefty on righty matchup, a little more advantageous for her.
Next pitch, that'll miss away. Kim, 25 years old, from Seoul, South Korea. We talked about how she's just been inspiring players. Rules have been changed because of her. Two-way player. We mentioned how she hit a home run in a men's league. Strike delivered. I'm sure there are some nerves too. It's not easy being a pitcher up there and starting a game like this off, an historic game. You just got to kind of calm down, center yourself, and just look at that mitt and deliver the pitch. And she does right there. That one is really close, just missing inside. Wind starting to pick up, blowing left to right here.
And that's the thing, too, about an outdoor sport, which is what we chose. But take a look at this pitch. Just misses the zone.
What a beauty.
Like to see Benitez trying to work for her pitcher, too.
That'll hit into the screen right there. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Home plate umpire today is Kelly Elliott Dine. She's an umpire in the Banana Ball. I think the first female umpire for Banana Ball.
And an all-female crew here today working.
The crowd early getting into it, starting to cheer. There's a tapper, that's foul. They're saying, let's go Queens. That'll be fun too for the team, or for the teams, of course, but for the fans to start picking their favorite teams. I think they did preseason probably, but then once, these games start, they're going to be like, and really kind of find their favorites.
Well, that merchandise line was wrapped around the stadium long before first pitch.
Runner going, and that ball is going foul, so that'll bring everybody back to their stations. It went all the way back to the clubhouses. So it's starting right where you come in behind us in the press box, straight away by the tickets. That line was kind of starting right from the very start there, but everyone had to walk all the way back on the left side behind the stands to the clubhouse area, and it was the longest line here. I wonder if it still is. I guess, even though that line was long, to get merchandise, that there was enough rain delay that everybody probably got what they wanted and could get in the stands. Maybe that was the idea.
And all that to say, run, don't walk to get your merch if you're planning on being here.
Swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout in WPBL history.
Rakyan Kim will always have that moment as recording that first strikeout. Well placed. It was a 2-2 count too, so just bringing it, right? Not afraid to attack the zone. True competitors that we have in this league.
That we do. The left fielder, Maggie Fox, will step up to the plate. Four-time USA National Women's Team selectee. She plays softball at Brown University. Kim taking a look at the runner. Monet at second, delivers. That's a fastball. It'll get and drop off the mitt of Benitez. She'll throw down to third base. It'll bounce off the glove of the third baseman and in safe. It's a double steal.
We talked about the speed that this Queens roster has and the aggressiveness right there, reading that in the dirt. The head first slide into third, and a nice job over there at third to keep it in front. Don't let that get past you, because then that gives up a run. But now a couple in scoring position.
Here comes the pitch. This one's hit hard on the line, and that'll be a base hit into center. Here comes one run. Ashton's coming in for make it run number 2. And the Queens are on the board. Lansdale is pumping her fist. And there's some more first right here. History just keeps being made.
Goosebumps. First hit first RBI is coming in and getting your team on the board early to give them the lead. You can't ask for much more than that from Maggie Fox. And she sees this pitch all the way in, waits on it really nicely, gets extended. Able to get out of the infield to bring in not one, but two. And then that speed coming in handy, moving them up. That's why two came in instead of just one, because of that aggressiveness.
Michelle Roche at the plate, the right fielder. So key to be able to move those runners over and be aggressive on the base pass. That'll miss away. And then as we talked, walk good as a hit, you know, that hurt him too, because 2 runs, not just 1 run now here for the Queens. I bet manager Eric Young is high-fiving his, you know, players right there and saying, yeah, use that speed. Next pitch, there goes the runner. There's a throw down to second, and it's off the mark. So safe at second base is Fox.
Maggie's quick like a fox. You could see it right there. She wasn't satisfied with just getting the first hit, the first couple of RBIs. She had to get the first stolen base as well.
Two nothing here for the Queens. They're on top. Runner at second. Pitch, swing and a miss. We're right here in front of the stands, and I think everybody feels they can come and talk to us up here, but that's okay. This is a really fun day here at the ballpark, and being so close to the fans is fun. There's a little tapper that'll stay right in front of the box.
And I mentioned Ashton Lansdale being the captain for the Queens. Well, we're looking right at the captain for the Heights. Danae Benitez, she's going to need to be that battery mate for Kim right now.
And there she is. Caught looking is Roche. And that'll retire the side here. The Queens, though, pick up 2, and they have the early lead here in the top of the first. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast here for the WPBL. We'll be here all season. Game 1, season opener, inaugural season right here. And there is Rocky Henley. She is the manager for the Heights, headed out to coach third base. Played third base for the Colorado Silver Bullets, a traveling baseball team, all-women's baseball team, coached by Hall of Fame Phil Niekro, co-founder of the San Francisco Bay Sox girls baseball, and she has been doing nothing but playing ball, coaching ball, organizing ball, and everybody that knows her from the Bay Area and here in baseball calls her Coach Rocky. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Heights. Well, Valerie Perez will lead things off. And then Benitez, she's in the 3rd spot. She's one to look out for speed, and she also has some pop on her bat. Jada Lee, she plays both ways. A good pitcher. I can't wait to see her pitch, too. I love the way that she pitches. But she's playing center field and a big bat here for the Heights.
A lot of great talent once again throughout this lineup. But yes, circle Benitez in that 3 spot on your lineup card. 6th overall pick. Also had a successful World Cup group stage outing with Team USA. She hit .583, 4 extra base hits, including a couple of home runs with 12 RBIs in 5 games. And she's the battery mate with the starting pitcher, Rakyun Kim.
And the starting pitcher for Los Angeles, taking a look right now. There she is, the 2nd overall pick here in the WPBL draft. The righty, Ayami Sato. Sato is one of the greatest pitchers in women's baseball history, and now we get to see her play here in the WPBL. She just, she finished up, but her team hasn't finished yet over in Japan as she plays in the Premier Venus League. She's got 7 pitches, Jenna. Can you believe it? And the one that she loves the best, she calls the big curve, and I can't wait for you to see it. I saw a little bit of it in spring training, and it is definitely a big curve.
And I think with Sato, the thing that sticks out is just proven success. 6 gold medals at the World Cup representing Team Japan. 3 straight MVP honors as well. And those 7 pitches that she rattled off, Fastball, curve, the big curve, as you mentioned, Lisa, a splitter, changeup, two-seam fastball, slider, and she just has versatility to attack hitters in different ways.
All right, here's Val Perez. She signed in December of last year, and she's the head coach of the Firefighters in Banana Ball. And look at that, diving after it, can't come up with it. There's a base hit right off the top for the Heights. So the first hit goes to Perez here for the Heights, and they're coming back. They said, you got 2 runs on the board? Oh, that's nothing.
The aggressiveness there from Perez. You go up with a plan. If anything is in your wheelhouse, you attack. It's staying top half of the ball to hit it hard on the ground, get it out to the outfield. Not much more you can ask for from your leadoff. And Val Perez now trying to get things going for the Heights so they can answer. That is the key, to answer right away to LA's 2 runs they put up.
And isn't that what a head coach does? You know, I mentioned she's a head coach for the Firefighters in Banana Ball, but she's leading the way just by showing her team and, you know, and everybody behind her, let's go, let's hit. I'm on base. I'm waiting for you to bring me in now. And at the plate is the right fielder, Natsuki Yanatani.
Yanatani knows Sato very, very well. Sato even said yesterday leading up to this, I hope she doesn't tell my secrets to the entire Heights lineup, because they played against each other. She played with quite a few people as well that are in this league, and a lot of global representation in the WPBL.
Sato takes a quick glance over her shoulder, looks at the runner, delivers, and there's a hit into left field, a liner. Back-to-back base hits for the Heights.
Listen, if you're Rocky Henley, this is exactly how you are hoping your team responds. Waits on this beautifully. Gets the barrel angle to attack it right in the middle. Line drive, 5-6 hole. Perfect placement. Back-to-back base hits, exactly what you want.
Catcher Janae Benitez will step up to the plate with 2 on here, back-to-back base hits. Let's take a look at the defense. Well, receiving Sato is McKay, Edwards at first, Hondras at second, Maximiliano at short, Lansdale at third base, Fox in left, Davis in center, and Apgar in right field. Here we go, Sato taking a glance at the runner at second. Big lead there for Perez. Secondary lead even getting a couple more steps in, inside right at the letters. The Heights wearing their white tops, white bottoms, have the pinstripes going just like the Yankees in New York. They've got a great logo too, the Heights do. Dancing around at second, here's the pitch, hard on the ground. That'll go down the line, foul into the bullpen. I love that logo, Jenna, as far as the way that the line, the lineage is for the Heights. It signifies a fastball. There we go, a fastball going around, and then you can see the skyline of New York.
The combination of both of those things so well thought out, and the team name, of course, named for Dorothy Height, a civil rights activist, a women's rights activist. Again, every team honoring a trailblazer.
Slicing into left, a base hit. So back to back to back base hits here for the Heights. The bases are juiced for their cleanup hitter, the designated hitter, Kylie Lawners.
Just like the Heights drew it up. Inside pitch, talk about barrel angle, getting the hands inside to turn on that, not getting jammed. It's a nice piece of hitting from Benitez. We said to circle her on the lineup card for a reason, and setting it up beautifully for Lawners.
And these 3 hits by the Heights are solid hits. And like I said, Perez leading the way, showing, hey, Sato is hittable. Even though she's one of the best pitchers in the world, she has been playing for quite some time. Next pitch, there's a strike right at the belt of Lawners.
And I think the key really for hitters in general, but especially going up against a pitcher as versatile as Sato, is to be on time. That is what we have seen consistently from Perez, Yonatani, and Benitez to help them. And so far hasn't taken a swing yet, but Lawners seeing that ball all the way into the glove.
Sato, 36 years of age. Not the oldest, though, on the roster for the Queens. Bases loaded. Lawners awaits the pitch. Delivered. This ball is launched into center field. Going back all the way, running, trying to race after it is Davis. She slips, falls. Here comes the runs. 1, 2, and it's a tie ball game. How did that ball not get out of here? That ball was blasted. It was up in the air, crushed, and I thought for sure it would go over that wall in center field.
Well, and take a look. Talked about waiting on it, but that pitch a little bit more upstairs, closer to the wheelhouse for Lawners, and she makes Sato hay. A tough read, trying to go all the way out there for Monet Davis. But exactly the type of response we were talking about that the Heights needed to have, and you have to do it soon. When you get punched, you have to punch back, and they're doing that right now.
So a double for Lawners, drives in 2, and we've got a tie ball game here in the first inning. We'll have a conversation on the mound right now. Sato, as I mentioned, coming out of her baseball league in Japan, she pitched in 7 games there with the Premier Venus League, played for the Seibu Lions, 2.25 ERA, pitched 32 innings, struck out 12.
It's interesting, too, because the skipper, Eric Young, talked about he actually didn't have his lineup set as of yesterday, whereas some of the other managers did for opening day for their first game. But he said the 2 things that I know are who my starter's going to be and who's going to be my leadoff. And he knew the experience of Sato was going to be crucial, not just physically, but really on the mental side. But the Heights so far seem like, okay, maybe Yonatani did share some of the secrets that she knows about Sato, because they have been just on time and swinging at nice pitches.
A little more time, too, here as we need the translator for Sato to make sure everybody's on the same page. And the bullpens are open here on the left side and right side of the diamond, so we can see if anybody's warming up. No one warming up right now for Los Angeles. You can see right there on the screen. And the tent right there, the white tent, because I went over to that area. That's the whole clubhouse. One side is the home side. The other side is the visiting side. The tent is the training facility where, as far as players getting work done, you know, if they need any extra help to be playable for the games, or if any injuries or anything that they need worked on, that's what the tent is. We can see, too, that the rain is coming down. It's more so, you know, than just drizzling right now. It actually looks like it's raining just a little bit harder, which is very hard probably, Jenna, you know, to grip a baseball.
When I started to talk about this earlier, that, you know, we chose and these women chose an outdoor sport. They happen to fall in love with an outdoor sport, and with that comes the elements.
Crushed left field. Here comes a run for the Heights, and they'll take the lead. So that's Jada Lee that we talked about, and her whole family is here. And I'm sure that they just all jumped up and leaped up. So Jada Lee drives in a run, and the Heights are up 3-2. You know what I feel like? That Val, that they kind of knew a little bit about Sato, and they're all kind of jumping on first pitch.
Exactly, the aggressiveness. We saw that immediately with Perez. You see it again right here. That's over too much of the middle of the plate as well. So that is something, if you're going to see a mistake from a pitcher that has the ability like Sato, take advantage, don't hesitate. The Heights are executing that plan.
Madison Willen at the plate. She played for Team Canada just a week ago. There goes the runner to second. No throw attempt with the runner at third base right now. So now both runners are in scoring position for the Heights. You mentioned, Jenna, about you know, Eric Young talking about setting his lineup. Well, this is where Rocky, she has the advantage, and she talked about it in the press conference too. She's like, I know right away, you know, my lineup. She didn't have to even think about it, because she knows these women so well. She's seen them since they were little girls, since she has been so prominent and involved in the women's baseball.
She is the first and only manager, a woman managing a team here in the WPBL.
This ball is launched to left. Look at it go. And it'll stay in the ballpark. Fox squeezes it. It'll be a sacrifice fly. Coming in is Lawners. And then the ball gets thrown around, and that'll bring the runner Jada Lee sliding in head first to third base. So a sac fly to left, driving in another run here for the Heights.
That's the first out that we've seen the Queens be able to record so far, because there's just been so much momentum. And that is what you call an intelligent out, a productive out from Willen as well. Sacrifice fly, get it deep enough into the outfield to give your teammate enough time to run and come across home plate.
So Deanna Ibarra will step up to the plate. She played just a week ago for Team Mexico. Started all 5 games, 3 for 14, scored 3 runs, batted .214. Struggled a little bit, but you know why? She had to play against Team USA. It wasn't an easy series at all.
Dominant, undefeated performance for Team USA in the group stage.
Sato delivers. This ball's going out of play. Lots of souvenirs here today, and who caught that? I wasn't able to see as we have like the wall right here, but I know someone is happy to catch one of those balls here in the WPBL. It's got the logo on it, the W, and I'd like one of those balls. We don't have an open, we've got like a screen here. Maybe we need to open the other side, then have a ball come through. We've got the screen behind home plate, though, to stop some of those foul balls. There goes another one. I think that one might be out of the ballpark over into the concessions area. Sometimes that happens at ballparks like this, where the concession area is open in the back and you're waiting to get, you know, your hot dog or whatever, and here comes the ball. 2 for 1.
Fans have the opportunity to literally catch history, potentially. Any foul ball from the very first game in this league, so meaningful.
And it's yours to keep. You don't have to get in that long line of the WPBL merchandise. You're just sitting right there in your seat. That'll miss away. So runner at third base, just 1 away. And Sato is working on the number 7 hitter here for the Heights, Ibarra. On deck is Studer, London Studer. Sato fires. This ball is crushed into left. That'll drop in for a base hit. Here comes another run as Lee will score standing up.
And the carousel continues around the base paths for the New York Heights. And we haven't yet seen, still to this point, any activity in the Queens bullpen. The Heights have put up 5 so far in this to take the lead and then some, but I think the experience of Sato, wanting to see how she reacts, how does she manage this type of situation? And if you're Eric Young, you're also trying to get to know your players in that regard as well.
First pitch, Studer will take. London Studer, first-round draft pick for the Heights, 19th overall. She's from Gahanna, Ohio. So everybody listening from Ohio and watching in to root for London, well, OH. You're supposed to say IO, Jenna. You don't know that, right? You're from California.
Yeah, I'm a California girl.
Swing and a miss.
We know our role, you know, when it comes to being out in the Midwest.
Well, now with, you know, Big Ten taking everybody in their conference, y'all got to learn that.
That's true. It's coast to coast now.
That's right. Studer, a lefty at the plate. She has a bright orange bat, wiggling it. Pitch delivered, and that'll miss, low and away. You know, talking about Sato, too, is that she has a spin rotation that's better than Clayton Kershaw's that they've, you know, as far as metrics and analyzed for her to have that rotation. But if the ball, you know, isn't for, like, some days, you know, just for pitchers, you just don't have that spin, or you just, things are coming in a little flat. You know, she doesn't have the velocity, so they're off the end of the bat, left side. And it could be a double play. And it is, so that'll get Los Angeles out of this inning, but the Heights are on the board. They've got 5 to the Queens 2, and the Heights take the lead as we head to the second after this. And there's Mabel Blair. Or wait, that's the mascot for the WPBL right now. Look at Mabel doing a cartwheel. Mabel at 99. Boy, I wish I could be that at 99. But look at Mabel. There's the real Mabel right there. She's recovering 4 broken ribs. And she is out here. She said nothing is going to stop her to come out here to the WPBL, the inaugural season opener. What an honor, though, for Mabel. And look, the mascot even has the cane that is with the baseball-shaped cane, baseball bat.
And the skirt as well, obviously an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League alum and icon. She's on the advisory board for the WPBL as well. Was one of the people to see today that threw out a first pitch ceremoniously.
And there's the first pitch delivered here to Samira Hondras. She played for Team USA last week. 7, 8, and 9 due up here for the Queens in the top of the second. They're down by 3. Big curveball up there that'll miss inside. Hondras looks like she's all business, and she usually is. She played 4 games, started 1, went 2 for 4, scored 6 runs for Team USA last week in Rockford. There, base hit to right. Throw coming in, it'll bounce, and it actually gets her. So not a base hit, that's erased. Smart play by the right fielder there, heads up.
Love to see the defense in action. Yonatani reading that well, knowing, hey, I still got a shot here. Let me make this a quicker throw by getting the 1 hop over to first base. Great execution, because after you score a bunch of runs, what you want to do is shut down the other team's offense so you can get back into the dugout and get your bats again.
Really heads up play there by the right fielder. We've got a righty-lefty matchup at the plate. It's the designated hitter, Taima Maximiliana. I think there I got it out. She's got a long last name. It fits, though, there on the back of her jersey. Strike at the belt.
She's the lone representation from Curacao, too. 7 different countries. 4 rosters with 15 women each, so 60 total players, 7 different countries, nearly half born outside the U.S. in this league. So just talking about the global impact and the global influence on this league as well, just that diversity is something that is really exciting about this league as well.
It really is. It's great to see all these players coming from around the world to play. There's a fly ball. It'll stay in the ballpark. Going back into the grass is the shortstop, Perez. She'll make the grab, and there's 2 away. That just reminded me that's not going to be easy for a shortstop or infielders on the diamond here today, because this is a turtleback field, and you're really, you can't tell probably by looking at the monitors or looking at the broadcast, but if you look from the side, you can see how that the infield drops down. It's about 18 inches. 2 away, Samaria Benitez at the plate. Got a righty-righty matchup. I've never played on a turtleback field before, have you?
I have not.
Pitch delivered, that's away. I know when I came the other day, I was really surprised. And then, I was talking to the groundskeeper. He also works in a lot of different major league ballparks. And he said, yeah, and he explained it all to me and how that it's really important for drainage.
When you have a day like today where we did see rain, the field was tarped. That drainage, incredibly important. Also, just want to give a shout out to the incredible grounds crew that has been working on this field here in this stadium and helped prep the field to get it ready after the rain. They are really some unsung heroes, and we couldn't do it without them.
Jeff Martin leading the way, the groundskeeper that I met. And yeah, I think he's been living here. He has been camping out, sleeping here all week. He said there's no way that he's getting sleep until he knows that these games could be played.
And every grounds crew I've ever met, a member of the grounds crew, so much pride in their work.
Here's the pitch. That's going opposite. Waiting on it is the right fielder. Squeeze. And that's out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down here for the Queens. It's still 5-2 as we head to the home half of the second.
I am here with the icon, the legend, the one and only Maybelle Blair, who played for the All-American Girls Baseball League in the 1940s. Maybelle, when you came out, you had a standing ovation because everybody understands the impact that you've had on these women and why we are here today. Describe the feelings you had when you saw opening ceremonies and as you look around and see women's professional baseball being played again today.
Tell you the truth, I didn't hear a word you said. Let's try again.
Describe the feelings you had being able to look around right now to see women's professional baseball being played again today.
I have never been so thrilled in my old 99 years to see this rehappening again. I've been wishing for this for about 60, 70 years, and now it's happening, and you have no idea. I cannot tell you how happy I am to be out here to see these women play the caliber of baseball they're playing, and they're doing it, and they'll be for the girls in the future waving their flag.
70 years later, women's professional baseball is being played again. What opportunities are you excited that these women have that you were not allotted when you were playing in the 1940s?
Well, the main thing is what I'm all excited about. They have sliding hats. Yeah. They have helmets. They have everything to protect them. When we were playing, we didn't have any sliding pads, and you can still feel gravel out of my rear end here because I had, those beautiful strawberries. Our chaperone would put a little iodine and a little mercurochrome and a little patches on it, and they said, get out there and play ball. And you know what? We did. And we played hard, and we played good. But these girls are so wonderful out here, and I am so thrilled to see them to develop into the ball players that they have been.
These girls are well protected today. Maybelle, you talked about how baseball is your life and always has been. What is it that you love so much about this game?
There's nothing better than watching a baseball game. I don't care if you take me to the best candy store when I was a kid. Nothing would ever equal this. Nothing. There's nothing like baseball in my life. In our life, all we had was we didn't have TikTok and you and this and that and all of that. All we had to do was go out and play baseball, right? That was our game. And I had an old ball tape and wrapped around in tape, and my bat was nailed with tacks and all of this and that. But you know what? We didn't know the difference, and we loved the game, and we played it. And now look what's happening today. These girls are getting the opportunity again, and now we're going to take advantage of it and keep it going.
We're going to keep it going with the energy and also the fabulousness that you always bring, the iconic you, Maybelle. You also got to see your iconic mascot walk out. Tell me what you were thinking. Did they fit the bill? Did she look perfect just like you do?
I almost fell through the ground because it almost looked like me, didn't it? And I thought, Jesus, do I walk that crippled when I walk? I said, I'm going to go out and kick her right in between the elbows here, she doesn't straighten up. And sure enough, she did a cartwheel. Now that's more like me. Of course, I'm sitting in this wheelchair. I can't brag too much, can I?
No, but we all know you can do the cartwheel. We talk about how everything you have on is iconic, the hair, the fashion, being able to do a cartwheel now or later. But talking about the iconic women out here playing this game, what is the lasting message you want to leave to these women playing the WPBL?
I want everybody to realize that we finally get an opportunity and show the world that we can play baseball, and we don't have to be pushed into softball like the good old boys wanted us to be. We can play the game of baseball, as you can see and watch these girls play. And this is a great opportunity, and we're going to keep this flag waving for 50,000 more years. So get ready, world. Women's baseball is here to stay.
You heard it here first. Women's baseball is here to stay. Thank you, Maybelle, for all you've done for the game.
Well, thank you.
All right, thank you, AJ and Maybelle. Boy, she's feisty, isn't she, Jenna? She didn't want the mascot to look limping or anything. She wanted cartwheels, but it sounds like she was, that was a tough era to play baseball when you got to play in a skirt and those sliding pants and the gravel that you're sliding on. They were tough back then. Maybe we're a little soft right now.
Well, and she said it, you know, they did it because they loved it. And I think the point and what is so exciting is she said, we don't have to be pushed to softball. The point is that women can pursue whatever it is they want to pursue. If they want to play softball, great. If they want to play baseball, guess what? You can do that and you can pursue that too.
Perez taking another pitch. That one's upstairs. Unlike her first at bat, where she went right after the first pitch, here she is working the count and working Sato. Heights had the early advantage in the bottom of the first, scoring 5 runs. They're on top. This ball is hit out of play. Oh, actually, it'll hit the screen and go right into the dugout for the Heights. If you heard some cheers behind Mabel, that's because a foul ball went into the stands, and right away the fans were cheering for the fan that caught the ball. And then you could see that they were, looking and checking out the ball, seeing that logo, the WPBL logo, the W on there. So yeah, another souvenir going out into the stands.
Got almost as much applause as some of the plays on the actual field.
I love it. That ball's crushed, but that is going to slice foul. You love when those fans, get the cheers, sometimes more than the players, just because the fans are so invested in it and love it. There is plenty of fans here today. We'll have to find out what the final, count is, but it is packed. I just see standing room only, really, right now. Here's the pitch. This one's going into center field. Waiting on it is Davis. And there's 2 away. So Perez really working that count, but all she was able to do was fly out to center. A much easier ball for Davis to catch right there.
I think Sato is doing a nice job of getting more into a rhythm. Her pitches have been executed a little more to precision. The location has been around the zone, not over the middle of the plate. She's been able to induce that ground out, and now the fly out for a couple of quick outs.
Called strike. As the number 2 hitter here for the Heights. 1 for 1 is Yanatani. Everything happening this weekend is a first. The first games, the first players, the first season of Women's Pro Baseball League. To celebrate, fans can bid on authenticated memorabilia from opening weekend, including player jerseys, locker nameplates, game-used bases, lineup cards, and more. It's a unique opportunity to connect with the very beginning of a brand new league. Learn more at therealist.com/WPBL. Wow, Jenna, that is a great opportunity for fans to, even like a basis, to be able to, pick up memorabilia that way. That's therealist.com.
So many cool things that you can collect. That's another thing about women's sports expanding. This is an opportunity for fans, for collectors, for people who care about history in sports and the rich culture as well. They have opportunities to participate in their own ways.
The Baseball Hall of Fame is here too. It is amazing how many people are here today to witness history. That ball will go out of play. I love the fans are just living and dying on these foul balls. It's great. But it's just, you touched on it a little bit, and just watching like Tony La Russa come out, Dave Stewart, who is part of the league, and just to see the mayor here of Springfield and Mabel throwing out the first pitch to Kelsey Whitmore, kind of like throwing it from generation to generation right there. Yeah. I'm gonna get choked up right there just because I just remember seeing Kelsey and she's so stoic, and she's been talked, she's the voice a lot of the times, and throughout her career too, that she's just gets all the attention, and yet something like this really means something to her, and that will mean something right there to Yanatani. She's going to second. Here comes the throw. It'll be late, and she'll double here with 2 away in the second.
Putting pressure on the defense. So Yanatani making solid contact here, but getting out of the box quickly as well. Reading that ball down in the outfield. Sees a slight bobble, takes advantage to extend that and take the extra base. Those little things add up. They put you in scoring position. We saw them take advantage early on. of that opportunity and now setting themselves up to maybe get a 2-out rally going.
I loved watching Yanatani there in the replay too with her rainbow bat hit the ball, and there was just a smile on her face when she hit the ball, and it's just great to see that. She knows she's got a hit right there as this ball is whizzed in right by the chin of Benitez. So Yanatani at second has a single and a double here today. 2 for 2 day. Boy, that's how you want to start your season. Sato looking back at the runner at second. Wind blowing, gusting from left to right. Benitez, she'll drop it into center. Getting the wave around third, and Rocky is cheering her on as the ball comes in. It'll come late. A run crosses the plate here for the Heights, and they'll tack on another one with 2 outs as Benitez on the throw will sneak into second. Do a little celly out there at second base, too.
Obviously a nice hit, 2 for 2 day for Benitez as well, getting the RBI here. She goes down and gets this. That pitch is downstairs. She gets that barrel angle, sends it right back up the middle. But the base running here was spot on. The aggressiveness, the decision to send her around to score, but then seeing that throw and taking second base. Again, those little things stack up. Rocky Henley's got to be happy with the fundamentals so far for the Heights.
I think, too, that, you know, as far as seeing the aggressive base running and knowing Eric Young is on the opposing side, stolen base leader in career-wise for the Rockies. And here's Rocky, that is the manager on the opposite side, saying, hey, you think you've got base stealers? You think you know how to be aggressive on the base pass? Well, watch us. At the plate, it's the designated hitter and the cleanup hitter here for the Heights, Kylie Lawners. She double drove in 2 runs for the Heights. Picked up those first 2 RBIs for the Heights. Swing and a miss.
That was a big cut. She wanted that pitch right there.
Sometimes it's hard because Sato, she doesn't have the velocity. She just has the location, the spin, and a bunch of pitches. And, you know, you're just waiting on it, and then you might miss it. Next pitch, and that's up in the air, going into the gap, in left center, all the way to the wall, twisting, turning, it'll drop in front. And that'll be a base hit and a run scored here for the Heights as Benitez walks on in and touches home plate. This is getting tricky. I wonder if it's just so hard. It is very hard sometimes to judge balls that are so high in the sky, in a sky like this that is just, you know, like it's cloudy and it'll hide a ball a little bit because it's still a little bright too. And they've got the lights on, but you can see with the outfielders now today kind of twisting and losing some of the balls. And I think they are having a little bit of trouble reading the balls right now.
And you can see the flag out past center field is moving a decent amount. So there is some wind that they're having to factor into this. Anything hit right at you over your head is tough to judge. It's actually one of the hardest plays to make as an outfielder, especially when you have some elements going on in the field as well. And you saw some hip turns making those adjustments.
Yeah, it's not easy to be an outfielder. I never liked playing outfield necessarily when I just like to pitch.
This is some of the production that we have seen so far from the New York Heights. We've seen them cross the plate so many times already this early on in the game, and they've manufactured these runs. Multiple singles, couple of doubles, couple of extended base hits, but for the most part, it has been station to station, and they just keep that momentum going.
Jada Lee at the plate. She'll go after the first pitch. That'll knock foul. She likes to wear her pants up high there, showing the solid navy blue socks. White batting gloves, white sleeve on her right arm, and she's got some pearls on. She's got pearls for the girls, just like Lansdale. Starting the trend here in the WPBL. That's inside. As I mentioned, Jada has she started listing off everybody that's coming to the game today. And she's like, gosh, I've got a lot of people coming to the game. And she's from Canada too, but she has a lot of relatives here in the States, some in Michigan, some in Florida, all over. And she said they're all just a baseball loving family. And so, you know, she has a great aunt that's here today. And I'm like, are you nervous? You know, you've got so many of your family here for this historic day. And she's like, you know, I love playing with my family here. I love having everybody here. And that one will miss as Lee ducks out of the way. She has a brother that's really close in age, 22 years old, and he's one of her biggest cheerleaders. She's so glad that he's here today. But both of her brothers, that definitely, they're just like, they get a kick out of saying, my sister is a pro baseball player.
She started playing baseball at 6 years old, started playing on boys' teams at 10 years old. Now it's not something that their brothers just have as an opportunity.
So a swing and a miss, high pitch there. Lee chases. She'll go down, but the Heights tack on 2 more here in the second and have the lead as we head to break. It is a fun day, not doing the rain dance, just doing the dance and having some fun. And I like how AJ had told us earlier too, she's got a bright, you know, outfit on today, bringing the sunshine. And you know, Jenna, they always say when it rains, isn't that supposed to be good luck? So I think we're just having a lot of good luck here today. We're gonna have a good ball game.
We already have too early on. I mean, couldn't ask for much more action in the first inning, and we're already sitting 7-2. It's only the third inning. Like, we've seen so much action already, and I think the players are starting to get a little bit more comfortable as well. And that's why they're doing it right there. It's for the young girls who can look up to them and know that, wow, I can do this someday because I saw them do it. I know I can do it.
And I love all the dads bringing their daughters too. And also I saw in the crowd as we start here in the top of the third, we're back up to the top of the order with Mo'ne Davis. We just saw the sign, you know, go Mo'ne for her at the plate. She takes a breaking ball here as we hear the train going by too. That's going to be fun. But I saw a young girl and her mom dressed up like the Rockford Peaches. They were in their costumes and so cute. So there's so many moments like that here today. It'll be again tomorrow. And it's just an exciting weekend here because you see that mix of generations. You see the dads with their daughters, the moms with their daughters. Like, yeah, so many cool things happening. Another breaking ball. This one is launched to left. It'll go into the glove, though, of Ibarra. She's on the run, makes the grab. There's one away. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ashton Lansdale. And if I know Ashton, she is, like, charged up right here. She's like, wait a minute. How are we down? We're not going to be down for long. I can't do it all right now, but I'm going to lead the way.
And she's somebody who just brings the energy. She said some of her pump-up songs, I'm sure she listened to today. She's from Atlanta. She said rap and hip-hop music, that's what gets her in the groove, in the moment, and we've seen her bring that energy already, scoring one of the first runs in the WPBL.
Well, let's head down into the stands. AJ, I know you're with a young fan.
Okay, and we're back because I'm here with one of the biggest superstars I've ever had a chance to meet. I am here with the amazing Sean. What are you holding right now?
I am a bobblehead.
Yeah.
And who's on that bobblehead?
It's Mo'ne Davis.
Mo'ne Davis, number 3.
I saw that you traveled 1,700 miles to come hang out with Mo'ne Davis, to come watch her play. Why did you want to come see her play?
Because she's my favorite player, and she wears number 3 like me.
Why is Mo'ne your favorite player?
Because she threw a big hit, and she threw
A shutout.
a shutout at pitching, and then she got an out.
Yeah.
Do you think now that you're able to watch Monet play women's professional baseball, do you want to play women's professional baseball too one day?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. Why was it so important for you? This is her father, Sean, as well, for you to bring this amazing young woman here to watch her idols play so that she knows that one day she can also be in that position.
Yeah, so we're a big baseball family. I played high school ball. Her mommy, Samira, played softball in high school. And yeah, as soon as we heard about this, there was no way that we were going to miss this. Hey, if the commissioner's listening, we need a team in Philly, right? Maybe the Philly Bells, right? Has a nice ring to it. But yeah, we wouldn't miss this for the world.
What do you feel like is the impact of having the WPBL so that your daughter has individuals she can look up to one day and have those dreams get bigger and be realized?
Yeah. All about possibilities. Representation matters. You know, my baby girl has done 3 years of Little League in Wilmington. Shout out to Coach Carey and Coach Jim and our teammates, the Mariners. But yeah, she's the only girl on her team. But she's loved by her teammates, and seeing these women, doing it at the highest level is just all more inspiration for her.
Sean, can you show us the bobblehead? Show us really high. We have a Monet Davis bobblehead. The first 1,000 people in the stadium were able to receive this. If you missed out, don't worry, because tomorrow you will also be able to get one with Kelsey. So Sean, I'm so excited that you're here. You ready to have some fun, more fun?
Yeah. Go Queens.
So much more fun on the way, so much more inspiration to be had.
And welcome back here at Robin Roberts Stadium. Look at Mabel. She is got so much energy again. I think she'll have it all 7 innings. Jenna, what a great interview that was with AJ, talking to a young fan and how much, representation matters. Not only, as far as to see women play baseball that she can look up to, be a pro ball player, but also in the representation that there's so much diversity here with all the teams. As we talked about the different nations, it's a global representation. So I love to see that, the dads, the kids, they're really getting it, and they really love what the WPBL means and is doing.
And that was a clear theme. Every player that we talked to at the preseason press conferences yesterday, that's what they talked about. Ashton Lansdale said she's playing for the younger version of her, and they know this is bigger than baseball. Kelsey Whitmore, who we'll get to see play tomorrow, the #1 pick, she said, she wouldn't have believed it to her to be themselves, because they all together are honoring 6-year-old versions of them.
That was a quick top of the third. It was 3 up, 3 down for the Queens. Sneaking in a strikeout, so Kim for the Heights now has 3 strikeouts in her 3 innings of work. We're in the bottom half right now, and for the Heights, it's 6, 7, and 8 as Sato remains on the hill. She'll look around, check her defense, and she's ready to go. So Madison Willen at the plate, righty-righty matchup. She'll take first pitch. It'll miss away. I was peeking in on the bullpens and on the right side of the diamond. I thought there was a pitcher, catcher warming up, and well, then I need some binoculars up here, but it looks like they're tossing a football. So I was like, oh, is this like, Skeens? And I've seen other big leaguers that like to, and minor leaguers that like to toss around a football, but usually it's pregame and not part of, getting ready in the bullpen to come into a game. So having fun some, here, or maybe it's just a different routine.
Some of it too, just staying loose, right?
Yeah.
Trying to stay loose, trying to stay warm.
It was around 72 degrees when the game started. There's a curveball that catches the inside edge right at the letters. Nice pitch delivered by Sato. She's got that big curve. Drops right off the table. There's just coming with a fastball. You got to change it up that way, and does change the speeds. She'll miss there as Willen will take. Sato through 2 innings has allowed, how many do we have? Let's see, 9 hits. 7 runs. Hasn't walked any, but has struck out 1, and we'll make that the first walk for Sato here. That's why I have you when I glance down. I'm like, wait a minute. Thank goodness Jenna's here.
Right on cue.
I know. That was perfect for both of you guys. That'll bring up the number 7 hitter for the Heights, the left fielder, Deanna Ibarra. Flag flapping out there in center. Wind gust. Strike delivered right at the belt.
And Sato now has surpassed 60 pitches thrown so far today. So just something to keep an eye on. I mean, she knows her body well. She's incredibly experienced. But something, if you're Eric Young, we don't see any activity in the bullpen, but might keep an eye on that as the game progresses.
Pop up, and that'll go. Looks like it went to go out of play. I got to look at my monitor instead of get up, because then I just noticed there's a pole right in my vision. And it is. Look at that. Oh, that little girl. She is so excited. So excited. High fives all around. They're never going to forget this day.
I like some of the fans bringing their gloves to the ballpark, too, just in case they can catch some of that history.
Oh, yeah, look at that glove she's got, too. They are equipped and ready for today. So still Ibarra at the plate. 1 on, none away for the Heights. You mentioned Sato, how many pitches she's thrown already today. She almost went through the entire lineup in the first inning, so that's quite a few pitches. Had to face 8 batters. Then in the second, she faced 5 batters, working on her second here in the third. Knocked into the net.
You just take another look. Edwards, of course, doing all she can to snag it, but hey, someone else who's just as excited gets it instead, and she is just all smiles. But not only that, everyone around her had such a huge smile on their face, knowing what that represents.
Yeah, that's the best. When everybody is happy for you, too. There's a pop-up into right. Racing back. Second baseman gets over right in front of the right fielder. Boy, that kind of just hung up there, speeding over Hondras. She read it all the way. We talked about it was kind of hard maybe with the wind for the fielders to read it, but that second baseman, Hondras, she read it even with the dip with the turtleback field right there. So there's 1 away. That'll bring up the first baseman, London Studer.
That's why communication is so key. Of course, typically outfield does have the priority over the infield, but as long as you're listening to each other, that's what matters the most.
All right, let's see if you were paying attention. London's at the plate. OH.
I-O.
All right. I knew I'd get you on board. There's a base hit. See, we got it. That was good luck there for London.
Not saying that's why she got the hit, but, you know.
We got to have that Buckeye connection right there. We got it for her. So there's 1 away. That'll bring up the second baseman, Kira Izumi. She's 0 for 1 today. All right, let's go down to AJ. AJ, Kelsey Whitmore is with you.
That's right. I'm here with the #1 draft pick, Kelsey Whitmore, for the San Francisco Fireballs. Kelsey, you talked about yesterday at the press conference that your 6-year-old self would not believe that this day is come. What would you tell your 6-year-old self now that it's finally realized?
Oh my goodness. I would tell her that it was all worth it in the end, that every trial, every hardship, every setback, every no that you've ever gotten, it was all worth it in the end, and keep going because it's your dream, and it's all you've ever wanted at the end of the day. So keep going. That's what I would tell her. And be yourself, because that's the best version of yourself you should be.
How would you describe yourself? Okay, we know you're #1 draft pick. You know we got the swag. We know what you can do on the field. But how would you describe Kelsey as a player?
Man, confident, collective, composed. I'm not the type that's very loud. I'm very within myself, but I try to be a leader through actions the best that I can be. And I'm just a player, a ball player, girl that just loves the game and that has passion for it. And I play with passion. And so silent but deadly. So that's definitely how I try to move.
I like that. Silent but deadly. Kelsey, there's been so many young women, young girls that have worn your jerseys, whether it be in banana ball, in pro ball, in college. What makes young girls wearing this jersey, WPBL, different?
What makes young girls want to wear WPBL jersey is knowing it gives them hope, gives them a future. When they wear it, they put it on, it's a shield of strength because it shows that, like, hey, you belong in something and you don't have to worry about trying to prove yourself anymore. It's deeper than just whatever this is, cotton, polyester. It's more than that. It has a meaning behind it. It's the message over the material. It's armor of strength, and it shows that we're here. We've been here all along. We're just finally now being seen.
Describe the energy that is here in this stadium as everybody has filed in to watch history take place. You're going to get on the field tomorrow. What are you most looking forward to, and what have you been excited about today?
I am so excited to just be playing in front of these fans. These fans are hungry for us to be here. They're excited. They are motivated. They're inspired. I mean, every hit, every play, every pitch, they're loud. They're excited to be here, and I'm excited to play in front of a fan base that is ready for women's baseball.
You heard that. Kelsey's ready to play. She's going to take the field tomorrow. The first 1,000 that come into the stadium tomorrow will get this amazing women's bobblehead. So be here, be ready.
And welcome back. Well, the Heights have the 7-2 advantage here as we start the top of the fourth. You just saw Kelsey Whitmore being interviewed by AJ, and she talked about the meaning of having little girls, having fans buy her jersey and to see them wear it here in the WPBL. I think it means more to her than any other jersey that she has worn.
And she talked about that in terms of what does this check that she will get, her first check from the WPBL, what is that going to feel like just compared to all of her other experiences? She first earned a pro baseball check at 17 years old. She said normally she takes them, she gets them, she tosses them, but this one, she's like, I think I'm going to keep this one, and I might just spend it on some food. We'll see.
Frame it, right? You got to frame the check. It's going to be a very, very special one. Sarah Edwards will be the leadoff batter here for the Queens in the top of the fourth. She's the number 4 hitter. And she'll take the first pitch. 0 for 1 today. She struck out back in the first. Mentioned how it's so important for her to come here and go make some history, was her quote. She'll take the next pitch, and that'll miss. Kim threw 3, stays on the hill for New York, has allowed only 1 hit, just a pair of runs, and has struck out 3, walking just 1. This ball is lifted. It'll go out of play into the stands. You know what else is nice is I don't see any of those big fights, right, over the ball. Everyone's courteous, right, at least for the most part.
So far, we'll see as we get to the leader.
If it was you and me down there, we'd probably be elbowing each other, pushing each other.
I think
right?
so.
We both want that ball. Lay off and let you have it. And the next pitch, that's way upstairs. We do see some action now in the bullpen on the left side of the diamond here for the Queens. Looks like the football tossing is done over on the Heights side, but some serious tossing in the bullpen. We're not able to see. We have some obstruction that we're not able to see. Oh, there we go. We'll see who is warming up right now. Got a righty in the pen. Whoever's catching isn't wearing any protection, though, right?
Yeah, that was Villarreal. She's just going
She's
for
not
it
worried.
old school.
I know. She might not after a while. I'll see players do that. They're like, I could catch a ball, right? And then they're like, oh, get some movement on it and open stance, waits for the pitch, decides not to go, and that's because she'll be walked. So Edwards getting the free pass, heading to first. That'll bring up the left fielder, Maggie Fox, who is 1 for 1, driving in those 2 runs that the Queens have today.
That was a solid plate appearance there from Edwards. Obviously, the adjustment from striking out the first time against Kim. Kim had retired 7 straight before allowing that walk right there. So being able to see pitches going deep into the count, you're going to start to get the advantage as a hitter the deeper that you go and the more pitches that you see. Now we're second time through, so some of the adjustments might come to play again for the Queens, who had a fast start but haven't done a ton since that top of the first.
Talk about a fast start. You see the first base coach there for the Queens with a stopwatch. He's making sure, timing out the pitches, letting his base runners know how far to take their leads and how, if they can run on them. Fox, she made a nice catch out in left field to end the bottom of the third. That wind, it could be trouble, but for her, she was able to time it, find it, and made the catch. And so athletic out there in left field. Here she's got to watch as the pitch comes inside, just buzzes on in.
And Edwards, of course, taking advantage of that wild pitch. Not a ton that Benitez can do with that behind the dish. So it is an opportunity for the Queens to try to start chipping away at a comeback here. And starting to lose a little bit of that command that Kim had with that walk. And now the wild pitch. See if she can settle back down.
She'll take a glance at the runner, then work run the batter right here, but goes upstairs. The wind has just turned too. Looking at the flag, it's now blowing in center. So you can even imagine, sometimes I've been to ballparks where you'll see a flag and you'll see it flapping and think you know the way the wind is blowing in every part of the ballpark, and it's not. Like the right side of the diamond might be doing something different than the left. And that's 2 back-to-back walks, put 2 on for the Queens, and that'll bring up Michelle Roche. The right fielder struck out looking back in the first.
That's a great point, Lisa, too. That's one of the reasons as an infielder, you might throw up some dirt to see where that travels in your area on the field. As an outfielder, you might be doing the same with some grass to see where it moves out there, because it is interesting how it can be different in different parts of the field. And again, those elements, they're going to come into play. This is an outdoor sport, something that these women are very familiar with.
And I believe this is the first time that these players are getting the opportunity to play on this field. It was being worked on all week, then the rain came, so definitely no one could get on it. Had to tarp it. And today, you know, with the rain before the game, no infield, outfield, or BP on the field. Just wanted to keep it covered and, you know, go through the delay and then get it ready for game time. So it's really the first time that they're getting used to and understanding the field and how the wind blows. And, you know, as far as so many different parts of it, that ball is launched over into the right corner, chasing after it. It'll drop into the bullpen.
And that's one element about this inaugural season, is that we're at the same field throughout this entire thing. So there is no home field advantage just yet for these 4 teams. They're all going to get used to what it's like to play here. They're going to figure out what that spatial awareness is for their various positions. They're going to understand how the field plays, that turtleback setup, like you mentioned. All of those things, they're all going to find out together, and they're going to be having the same exact setup every single time.
Inside strike right at the letters. And the managers touched on that too, as you mentioned, that all the games will be played here. So no real home advantage for any of the teams, but actually kind of a little advantage for all the teams. They'll have the same advantage all the way. They think, you know, with the limited 15-man roster for each team, that's going to be good. They're not going to have to worry about the travel and, you know, and the toll that can take. There's a pop-up. Pedaling back is Perez. She'll make the grab on the lip of the infield. So Roche is retired with 2 still on at first and second for the Queens.
Yeah, natural wear and tear that comes with travel that you don't have to worry about, especially because it's really coast to coast in the WPBL. You have San Francisco and LA on the West Coast, and you have New York and Boston on the East Coast. So that travel is not insignificant once it does come to pass.
And at the plate, it's Amari Hondras. First pitch delivered here to the second baseman. She's 0 for 1 today. She grounded out in the second, if that's what you want to call it. She hit it into right field, but then was out at first base as a heads-up play by the right fielder for the Heights. Just quickly picking up on the bounce and thrown to first in time. Righty-lefty matchup. And there's a hit into right. Runs are coming for the Heights, at least one. Here comes 2, being waved home as the throw going to the cutoff man, and Hondras has just driven in 2 here in the 4th, and the Queens have 4 on the board. Boy, you can tell there's some Queens fans here today. They are excited. I think they're Hondras fans too.
Just awesome gap-to-gap hitting here. She slices this ball beautifully. It's probably the hardest hit ball that we have seen, just on a line, gets all the way out to the fence, giving her teammates plenty of time to come around and capitalize on the freebies. Both of those base runners got on via the walk, but they come around to score at home. And now the Queens have something cooking here as they start to continue to chip away.
Boy, do they. As Tiama Maximiliano will step up to the plate. She popped up to short her first trip up to the plate, so 0 for 1 so far today. Lefty at the plate. Got the train going by.
You know, Rakyung Kim getting the start. Gave up a couple of runs early on, but then really settled down. She had back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings, 7 straight that she had retired prior to this inning. She's falling behind in the count a little bit early on, not quite having the same command that she had during the second and the third when she felt like she was really in control. She was able to produce the pop-up with after the 2 walks. That was a good adjustment, but now a little bit around the zone.
Throw down to second base, won't be in time. Quickly, Andres has to get back in. She dove in trying to make sure she could sneak back in. She had a big lead there at second base.
Hey, I like that aggressiveness from Benitez. Go for it. You see something, you're trying to help your team out, help your pitcher out, try to get that second out, clear the bases. Why not?
And a swing and a miss. So the Queens, they put 2 on the board early in the top of the first, then held scoreless for the next 2 innings. But here, their top 2 batters, or the first 2 batters rather, 4 and 5, got on base and were driven in by Andres, who is at second right now. Throw to first, and then throw to second. No, we're good at second, though. Andres getting back safely, but there's 2 away.
Kim settling back in just a little bit right there. She kept it at a pitcher's count, didn't fall behind, utilized that movement. That pitch just beautifully dropped right off the table. Got Maximiliana to chase. Now 2 away.
And Benitez will step up to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. That ball will bounce in front of Benitez behind the dish. And this Benitez, Samaria, she is 0 for 1, flied out to right. From Mexico. And she made it just in time, too. We weren't sure if she would get here in time. Had some travel issues, which some of the players have had, visa issues, travel issues, and she made it just in time for the season opener. 2 away. This ball will get away from Benitez, roll all the way to the backstop, and that'll put Andres at third base.
I think that one will likely go down as a pass ball in that situation, just grazing off the glove there, given another opportunity to advance another 90 feet.
Yeah, Benitez, Danae almost was like, wait, how did that get by me in a sense too? Sometimes you just have those little mental lapses. Taking a lead at third base is Andres, just steps away from scoring and buzzed right upstairs by the chin. That'll walk the other Benitez to first base. We're back up to the top of the order for the Queens.
So in the first 3 innings, Kim only had 1 walk that she issued. That was early on to Ashton Lansdell. She's got 3 in this inning alone. So something to keep an eye on. We see some of that activity in the bullpen, and we're back to the top of the order too. So about to be that 3rd time through the lineup where those adjustments really tend to stick.
Leadoff hitter Davis at the plate. She'll take first pitch. The center fielder 0 for 2 today, but she has scored a run. She was on base back in the first on an error. She is probably just, thinking to herself, how did I get here? As that ball gets by Benitez behind the plate. Runner held up, though, at third base. Because even though we, all saw the darling of the Little League, as far as getting on the Sports Illustrated cover, and everybody was so excited that she dominated and, got the win in the Little League World Series. But she, back then, I remember, because I watched her then, she talked about how she wanted to be a college basketball player. She wanted to go to UConn. She wanted to play in the WNBA. She never thought that she would go anywhere after, that 12, 13-year-old self in the Little League World Series. And now here she is. Strike right on the outside edge of the plate.
We said this earlier in the ball game, but it's been a number of years since Mo'ne Davis has played competitive baseball. So she's getting back into the rhythm that is game reps.
And there's a rhythm right there to right field. It's skied up in the air, pedaling back a few steps, squeezing it in her glove, and that'll retire Mo'ne. Leave one stranded, or actually two stranded, but two on the board. And it's the new era call to the bullpen as we start the bottom of the fourth. Maggie Fox is on the hill now for Los Angeles. Taking her warm-up pitches here, she'll face 2, 3, and 4 for the Heights. Yanatani, Benitez, and Lawners. That's a lot of hits that she's going to have to face right there. Fox is seeing Yanatani, who's 2 for 2 today. Benitez and Lawners, both 2 for 2. So a lot of runs, a lot of hits in the area that she is facing right now of the lineup. Sato, as you can still see, look, as the rain is coming down, worked those 3 innings, allowed 8 hits. Let me check that. 9 hits and 7 runs.
New
oh, yeah, 10 hits, sorry. I know I'm like doing my math here. I'm like, why don't I just make it easy on me and just look at the line right there? Well, oh, the rain is really coming down right now, isn't it?
It is. I mean, double-digit hits just within 3 innings a couple of times through the lineup. It shows how well the Heights are seeing the ball, but now it's adjustment time, right? Now the pitching staff overall for LA has also seen tendencies from the hitters a couple of times through, starting to get to know them a little bit better. So we'll see what those adjustments do as they come to fruition here.
Fox delivers. And there's a strike run at the letters there upstairs to Natsuki Yanatani, the right fielder, mentioned 2 for 2 today. Singled, scored a run in the first, then doubled and scored a run in the second. Breaking ball that'll miss low. Next pitch, big cut.
And we talked about how this is 7-inning format, but after 4 innings is when the game becomes official. If there's weather, for example, if there are other things that make the game end early, because the home team, the New York Heights, are ahead right now, that would go into play. So just keeping an eye on that as the weather progresses.
Yeah, 9-inning game, 5 innings official, 7-inning game here, 4 innings official. That'll be knocked foul. And let's send it to AJ. She is in the stands. More fans. There's so many fans with great stories here today. AJ, take it away.
I have not been able to take a step in this stadium without seeing an Everyone Watches Women's Sports shirt. This is proof that if you build it, they will come rain or shine. I'm here with Chelsea and Miles, 2 individuals that could not miss history being made today. Chelsea, 1, tell me why the shirt is so important. And Miles, you got to show us too, because you're also wearing it. Turn around, Miles. Miles is representing too. Everyone watches women's sports. That shirt, why do you want to have it on today?
I just think it's so important to represent women in sports. It's growing exponentially now, hockey, basketball, soccer, and now baseball. I'm just so excited and so proud to be able to be here and represent women in sports and the growing of this community.
It's raining, but that doesn't matter. You guys are still here. The importance of being here today to be able to witness history being made. What is it to you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We came from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, so we drove 6 hours today just to be here because of the importance of this moment. We are part of history today, and it was a last-minute decision. It's the week before school starts. I said, let's drive up to Springfield and watch history today. So.
And Miles, you were excited for that road trip, huh? To come watch these women play baseball. You're a baseball player too, second base, right? How cool has this experience been to be able to watch these women take the field?
It's really cool. It's just that this is like my first time going to a women's baseball game. It's really cool.
So tell me about it. What do you think? Opening day ceremony, the game. How are you feeling?
It's just like MLB baseball.
Maybe a little more fun.
Maybe even a little bit better.
Just like MLB, but maybe a little bit more fun. Listen, everybody watches women's sports today, tomorrow, and every day. WPBL is only going to continue to get bigger and better. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Thank you so much, Miles, for being here.
Thank you, AJ, and I love Miles. He's like, it's just like Major League Baseball. You better believe it. Thanks, Miles. Upstairs, that'll miss. Benitez at the plate. She would love to hear that. And, I've talked to Danae and Ashton and Kelsey and the other players. And you know what they love? Not only that the little girls that come here and look up to them want their autographs, but the young boys, too, that are fans. And there, she smashes one over the head of Davis. That is gone. The first home run here in WPBL history. So that one, not only was it smashed over Davis's head, but it disappeared over the wall in center field.
Danae Benitez taking New York to new heights, literally clearing the center field fence, deepest part of the ballpark. What a moment for her, what a moment for New York, and what a moment for these fans to be able to witness that in person here in Springfield.
I think that was the first that everybody was waiting for, right? The first home run, and wow. Right off the bat of Danae Benitez. She always has a smile on her face, and that was the biggest smile right there. Here's our play of the game, tonight's Capelli Sport play of the game. The big home run, the first one in WPBL history, off the bat of Danae Benitez. Look at that, right at the 330 mark out in center field.
Showing off some power while she's at it.
Way upstairs over the head of Kylie Lawners, who's at the plate. Lawners with a perfect 2 for 2 day so far. Benitez now 3 for 3 today. Hit that home run, a solo shot with 1 out. Lawners, she drove in the first 2 runs for the Heights in the first. She's probably like, wait a minute, I have nobody to drive in right here.
That's true. She's gotten an RBI, at least 1, every at-bat so far.
3 ribbies to her name today as that one goes out of play.
Lawners has such an interesting story. She was an All-American playing at Washington for softball in college.
Here comes the souvenir, almost all the way up to the booth here. Some loud cheers for the fans.
And a difference from banana ball, if a fan catches it, it is not an out. Of
No.
course, this is professional baseball. But the fans still just as excited as if they were in the game.
That'll miss and walk Lawners to first base. So 3rd time she's on base here today for the Heights. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jada Lee.
Some good discipline there from Lawners. And just to finish the thought, All-American performance in softball at Washington. Started playing baseball about 7 or so years ago. Played a few years professionally for softball as well, and has been representing Team USA for the women's national team as well for women's baseball, and now getting this opportunity to be a part of this league.
I think that's what's so exciting too for fans to hear all these stories. All these women athletes here today, these ball players have stories like that where they, were first in, the league or first as far as men's league, college, whatever it may be, had to play softball, couldn't play baseball, just so many different stories like that. And we can't wait, right, Jenna, to just like introduce you to all these players, hear their stories like that. And they're just excited now just to be here and play ball together. That's what's kind of fun too, is watching before in BP when it was raining and all, they couldn't have traditional BP. And both teams are, sharing a clubhouse building, not the actual clubhouse inside, but they were out there. One team was playing BP. The other one was just having a good time, hanging out with each other. And I think it's hard for them because they're used to being the only girls, so kind of like bonding in that way when they see each other. And then now they're like, wait, we're competitors now. We're going to be like playing against each other. So it's really, really unique. But yeah, we'll be the whole season introducing you to these players, and you'll find out all of their stories.
And the captain said leading up to this opening day, we're all family now. That's what they said about each other. By no means does that mean they're going to take their foot off the gas when it comes to competing with each other between the lines, but they are family now. They're bonded and being a part of something so historic.
So Lee at the plate, slightly open stance. She'll wait, chop it. It'll go weakly down the third base line. Lansdale, strong throw to first in time, advancing the runner to second base. So there's 2 away. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Madison Willen.
There's a good response there from Maggie Fox as well. Of course, you get the strikeout for the first batter you face, you're feeling good, and then you give up the first home run in WPBL history. How do you respond? I like to see that from pitchers in any situation. When you give up something big, how do you respond up next? She gets the out, settling back in.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Coaches look to see, how a pitcher recovers after giving, like you said, a home run. Here at the plate, Willen takes first pitch. She has walked once and hit a sacrifice fly back in the first. So she's been on base once and has driven in a run for the Heights. Heights put 5 on the board in the first, 2 in the second, now 1 here in the fourth. They have had the lead ever since the bottom of the first. The Queens, they got on the board first in the top of the first, but the Heights responded. There's a bouncer. Shorts up. Throw to first in time. That'll do it. The Heights, though, put on a run on the board here in the fourth as we take a look at the home run off the bat of Benitez. 8-4. And welcome back. Well, we are in the top of the fifth. Heights on top, 8-4. And it's the new era call to the bullpen as we've got a new pitcher on the rubber here for the Heights. It's number 31, Jackie Reynolds. Reynolds, a righty, 32 years of age from Woburn, Massachusetts.
Reynolds coming in. Another one who started off playing softball but transitioned to playing baseball after a career-ending softball injury and has obviously found her path in women's baseball. She's competed on both men's and women's teams. Roy Hobbs World Series Championship and the team MVP in her club days.
First batter that she faces is Ashton Lansdale. She'll get her to swing and miss. Really good movement right there with that pitch. Next pitch, another breaking ball inside. That'll miss. So Lansdale, McKay, and Edwards all due up here for the Queens. 2, 3, and 4. That'll miss away. Another breaking ball that catches the outside edge. Lansdale takes a step out, kind of like resets, and then gets right back in. Love that the pink on her bat matches the pink of her spikes. She'll hit it hard on the ground. It'll be eaten up, though, by Izumi at second base. So there's one away.
Important out there for Reynolds as she comes in. Going up against a hot hitter that is Lansdale, coming into this opening day for the WPBL. Getting her to hit something off the end of the bat, producing a grounder, letting her defense work. You can see the rain really coming in, not only coming down, but diagonally too. So you know that there's wind, you know that there are a lot of elements they're managing.
That's not easy as a reliever to like have to come into, you know, weather elements like that either. You just gotta grind. And she'll do right here, big curveball that'll miss upstairs on Jamie McKay, the catcher for the Queens. McKay 0 for 2 today. Popped up to right, then grounded out. Book was closed on Kim as Reynolds came in. And Kim for the day went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs. All earned, walked 4, and struck out 4. 80 pitches for Kim. That'll miss wide, and with 1 away, McKay heads to first base with the free pass. That'll bring up Sarah Edwards, the first baseman. Struck out in the first, walked in the fourth, her second time up, and then was able to score as Hondras drove her in along with Maggie Fox.
First baseman, Sarah Edwards.
Edwards with a slightly open stance. She'll wait. Ball upstairs, she'll take.
Not an easy part of the lineup, part of the order for Reynolds to go up against. You're facing 2, 3, 4 to start.
It's like a little breaking ball there that gets right inside on the edge. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch upstairs, that'll miss. So yeah, tough time right now here on the mound for Reynolds as she comes in. Has to make sure she can get a good grip. We talked about the rain coming in, blowing sideways. Looks like it might have lightened up just a little, but there's still lots of wind. This ball is hit a mile high, straight up, down the line, and it'll be dropped. Looks like it'll be called foul, and she'll return back to the plate.
Looked like a little bit of a miscommunication there in foul territory. It did land in fair and then rolled in foul territory. So a strange strike, if you think about it. So you can see right on the line there.
Yeah, they're just a little trying bit confused. To play the odds, right?
Yeah, Benitez and Studer both trying to understand there.
So Edwards back in the box, the righty-lefty matchup. She'll go down, and a ground ball. Perfect setup for a double play. Ball hops over to first, long stretch. And it'll be eaten up by Studer, so she hangs on to it to complete the double play. The Queens still down by 4 as the Heights lead 8-4. And welcome back here as the Heights lead 8-4. We're in the bottom of the 5th. For the Heights, it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Fox back on the hill for Los Angeles. And we are dancing in the seats here. Having a good time. Everybody is up. And it doesn't matter if it's raining or not. Umbrellas, raincoats, we're all dancing. Look at that. Fans cheering along, singing along.
Little 5th inning stretch to get the fans
That's
Yeah,
what we
stay
need here,
loose,
right?
too. Yeah.
Stand up and stretch, and
And Martha
it just keeps on
Reeves.
going.
Yes.
I'm glad they didn't hand us the mic to sing this.
Martha Reeves singing it live,
I'll do some
dancing in the
dancing
streets,
for you guys,
dancing in
but
the seats.
I'm not going to be singing.
She
Like they
also sang the national anthem for us beforehand with this one with her local group. There she is.
Look at that. Trooper 2, as she is bedazzled out, all the sequins and singing in the rain. That's what you got to sing, right? That one looks like it hits off the helmet, does it? Or not, maybe just misses.
like a
She bopped
foul
out of the
ball,
way there. So the
think.
left fielder, Diana Ibarra, and Fox, she's got a little smirk on her face.
Well, she ducked and it looked like it hit the bat above her head. So a sneaky strike. She was able to get in there.
Those are the worst. Oh, there's another breaking ball that'll miss. So Ibarra, Studer, and Izumi do up here for the Heights. The Heights, a big chunk of their runs came from the top of the order. Check swing, and she went. And snared over there by Lansdale. That was a pinch hitter there. We didn't catch it. Murphy, Catherine Murphy. She just came in a couple days ago. There's one away. And that'll bring up London Studer.
First baseman, London Studer.
AJ, I hear you've got a big-time baseball player with you, Dave Stewart.
Yes, I do have 3-time World Series champion, 1989 World Series MVP, and A's Hall of Famer, Dave Stewart, standing next to me. But in addition to all of that, he's also an advisor here for the WPBL. You told me it's been one of the most fun experiences you've been able to have. Why is that, Dave?
You know, if you're not really connected to women's baseball, you're surprised at the level of play, the skill, the technique, how they go about their business. Tony La Russa, who was here tonight, earlier in the week asked me, he says, what's the level? What's the skill level of the women that are playing? And I told him probably the best comparison I can say is this WNBA to the NBA. So he says, what do you mean by it? Well, WNBA plays below the rim. They're not above the rim, but their skills, the crossover, the three-point shots, all the same. Here, you don't have the velocity on the mound, but if you watch their fielding technique, their hitting skills, it's the same as minor league baseball.
You've been here for an entire week. What impresses you the most about these women here, the WPBL, and opening day for these women?
What's been most impressive, and probably I shouldn't be, I mean, most of the women here, they've been playing baseball all their lives, and they love baseball. I've had an opportunity to coach both the pitching, fielding, infielding, and they speak passionately about the game of baseball. Most of them, you know, they're hoping and wishing and praying that, you know, this league continues on and it becomes, you know, a league that you can count on for many years to come. Most of them said, hey, if I can do this, I'd much rather do this than work a job. So they love baseball and they want to play baseball.
Love baseball, want to play baseball. Having legends like you supporting the game is only going to continue to help us go further. Thank you so much, Dave.
Thank you for having me.
And we're back here. WPBL season opener, inaugural season, making history. Thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast. As you see, Murphy still in, or is coming in as she pinch hit. She's in left right now. New third baseman. We've got Alyssa Zettelmeyer at third base right now.
And we're going to see those defensive changes, obviously, as we see changes on the bump. And a lot of these players very versatile. They can pitch, they can play the field, a ton of two-way players, or as Rocky Henley said, a lot of three-way players. They can play the field, hit, and pitch. So those defensive changes going to be a natural part of that progression.
And I'm surprised that we haven't seen this earlier today where, you know, just getting so much mud and dirt in the spikes and, you know, pitchers can easily slip on the rubber. And here they had to make sure that, you know, Jackie Reynolds, that she got all the mud off of her spikes so she wouldn't slide. She's starting on the first base side of the rubber and she'll deliver first pitch, swing and a miss.
And
Maggie Fox.
You can see the tool back there behind the actual rubber on the mound itself too. That's where she was digging out some of that mud.
Queens have 4 runs on the board. We're in the top of the 6th. We play 7 here in the WPBL. So it is time for the Queens bats to really get going. Fox, number 5 hitter. Reynolds came in last inning. She didn't give up a hit, only walked 1. Double play helped her get out of the inning. Fox takes another pitch, and that'll miss away. Maggie is 1 for 1 today. Singled and drove in 2 runs in the first. Those 2 important key runs for the Queens. Then later in the game in the 4th, she walked and scored a run. There's a line shot into left. Waiting on it, though. Oh, Murphy misjudged it. It gets away, rolls out into the outfield, hits the fence. That'll be a stand-up double for Maggie Fox. A screamer to left wasn't easy. New left fielder out there. She hasn't played all night. This is her first time, you know, looking at a ball with the wind. And doesn't that always happen? You know, when
the ball always
finds you, right?
finds you. Yes, when you first enter the game. And, you know, playing under the lights have gotten a little bit brighter, too, as we've gone deeper into the evening.
Right fielder, Michelle Roche.
So Michelle Roche will come to the plate. Roche is 0 for 2 today. Maggie like getting that hit. She's, you know, the pitcher on record right now with Los Angeles. And there's another one crushed into left field. Murphy having to chase it down, getting the wave home. And here comes Fox. Here comes the ball play at the plate. She's in safe. So doubling in a run. Fox scoring, and the Queens get on the board here in the 6th.
Roche making the adjustment, struck out looking, popped up to short, gets the middle of this pitch, drives it into left center field. Plenty of time to bring in another run and take an extra base herself. This is the life that LA wanted to see late in the ball game, trailing.
Yeah, look at that play at the plate, too. Benitez with the swing around, but not in time. Queens sneaking in that run. Amira Hondras at the plate. She'll take first pitch, breaking ball strike. Beautiful pitch delivered by Reynolds. I love what Dave Stewart said and how he was talking about comparing, you know, the WPBL to as far as NBA, WNBA, that it's the skill set. The girls here have the skill set. You can see it right here. They can hit the ball, right? Given the pitch, you know, and being able to move the ball around the field. And it's just great to see that these athletes are being recognized for their skills. Yeah, they might not have the velocity yet, but that's a conversation I had too with others. Once that these women, you know, the pitchers have, you know, the same like analytics and same access to things like the minor leaguers, like the pro ball players that in the MLB, that they're going to increase their velocity too. It's going to be fun.
It already is, and we're only on day 1 right now.
I know. I'm having a blast up here. And I know the fans are. They're staying here all game, standing up, watching, you know, the edge of their seat or standing up. Like I said, they do not care if it's raining or not. A lot of them travel from far away, too. We just heard from the fans that they were talking about. Look at that. Turning on it, and that's out. But that as far as fans traveling from all around the world, AJ talked to a mom and her son, and she just decided to get in the car and come from, Tennessee just to be here for the ball game. Wind still gusting. I can't believe that the wind has not let up all game. Runner at third, little tapper that'll go foul right side. Queens just down by 3. 8-5 edge for the Heights. Hit hard on the ground, but right to the first baseman. And that was only one out there, so a run sneaks in as Roche scores a run here for the Queens. So the Queens, they like to do it in pairs. They scored 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth, and now 2 here in the sixth. So a very productive ground out by Hondras.
They're not going away quietly here. I mean, they continue to chip away. Like you said, they're doing it in bunches to a certain degree. And again, a productive out in this moment to bring that run across, keeping them in this ball game.
Taima Maximiliana at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Here comes the pitch. It's oh, catches that edge. 0 for 2 days for Taima right now. Trying to change it up, though, as she swings, tips it. She's got 2 strikes on her. Next pitch, she'll hit it hard on the ground. Throw to first, long stretch, it won't be in time. So Maximiliana finds a way to get on base, and that gets the crowd roaring. Also the train coming down the tracks. I think it's time to get on the Queens train here. That's the hitting train.
Maximiliana with her first hit, using the wheels. The slight hesitation, the double touch from Perez over at short gives her just enough time. And what an attempt at the stretch there from Studer. Got to give her credit for going all out.
And here comes the pitch. Strike at the letters to Samari Benitez. Benitez is 0 for 1. Walked back in the fourth. Tying run at the plate. Just 1 out. Back-to-back hits, a ground out, drove in the 2 runs for the Queens here in the top of the 6th so far. Reynolds delivers. That's a ground ball up the middle, hits off the mound area, underhanded by Perez to second. Won't be in time to get the double play over to first. So the Heights get the lead runner at second. There's 2 away. Benitez aboard on the fielder's choice, and we're back up to the top of the order. The fan favorite, Monet Davis, it's her bobblehead day, will come up to the plate. She is now the tying run that's coming to the plate. Boy, no hits yet. She has been on base once, an error back in the first inning. This is why the crowd stayed too. They're like, we got your bobblehead and we want to see you do something here, right, Monet? She's got a smile on her face. Lots of smiles today. Some tears just because everyone is so emotional today that can't believe that, women's pro baseball is back. And lots of smiles.
Monet Davis looking for her first hit of her WPBL career, but she has put the bat on the ball every single at-bat so far. She reached on the error in the first inning, and then she has lined out in the third, flew out in the fourth. So if anything, she may be due.
That'll miss. Very patient at the plate. Leadoff hitter here for the Queens. She has the speed once on base. Good table setter. She'll find her groove. There, she might do it. Little tapper coming off the mound. It'll be an underhand toss to first. That's a long underhand toss, too. It'll get Davis in time, and that'll do it for the Queens. But they'll put 2 more on the board and be down just by 2 as we head to the home half of the 6th. Let's take a look at our game summary presented by Visit Springfield. Well, the Heights, they got on the board in the bottom of the 1st, just smashing base hit after base hit. 5 runs across the plate in the 1st, 2 more in the 2nd, and then it was Danae Benitez. Look at her smiling as she's at second base. She crushes the ball over Monet Davis in center, and the celebration, the whole team out there as she goes through the tunnel, and that's because Danae Benitez with the first home run in WPBL history here today. The Heights on top. We're in the home half here of the 6th. There's a new pitcher. It's the new era called to the bullpen. Maggie Meidlinger on the hill. She is the elder statesman of the Queens, as Meidlinger, 38 years old. But you know what? She is living a dream, Jenna. She talked about when she was younger, she said she wanted to be an architect and a pro baseball player. And today, that dream comes true. She's already an architect, and now she is a pro baseball player.
And after all this time, all this experience under her belt, she won a World Cup gold medal with Team USA back in 2006. She also, back in high school, earlier on in her development, she was the first woman in the state of Virginia, Sterling native, to win and also pitch in a men's varsity game. And it was just the start of what we're getting to see now. 38 years old, still at it, still chasing the dream, and a part of a new era in women's baseball.
And I love this. I saw Maggie pitch last week with Team USA. Talked to her after the game because she's just so focused when she comes in. She has that closer mentality. Just look at it on the screen. You can see the focus that she has. And she said, well, it's just like that old, saying. She goes, you just let the bull out of the pen, and she's the bull. So here's first pitch. Won't be easy in this weather, as we can see that now it really is coming down, but she's working on Perez, and she's got a great breaking ball. She's got a few pitches, and that's all she needs in the closer role. Next pitch on the ground to second. It's bobbled. It'll be in time, though. So Perez grounds out, and now Meidlinger working on the number 2 hitter in the lineup for the Heights, the right fielder, Natsuki Yanatani.
That is exactly why you stick with it over at second base, knocking it down, not feeling sorry for yourself, just react, pick that ball up, get it over as fast as possible, and get the out for your team.
And a tapper that stays by the plate, goes into the backstop. Yanatani has 2 hits today, a single and a double. Struck out, though, her last at-bat. She was the first batter that Maggie Fox faced. Meidlinger deals. It's upstairs. It'll miss. Next pitch, fastball, letter, strike. Heights down, Heights up rather by 2. 8-6 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Oh, a lazy swing, solid by the eyes, and Meidlinger fired it in for strike 3. There's 2 away.
You can see the confidence that comes with the experience that Meidlinger has, being on the bump, not afraid of the elements, knows the responsibility coming in as the closer. And that is something Eric Young talked about. He was like, you know what? We're going to have our starters, our middle relievers, and our closers. And look at the movement at the top of the zone. A little bit of a shocked face there from Yanatani. But Meidlinger acting like, it's just another day at the ballpark.
That's right. That's how she has no business. Now, Danae Benitez, smile on her face. I mean, she just had, Maggie on her team last week. And look at that. She's like, I gotcha. I'm going to get you. And she does. Base hit to left with 2 away. And Benitez is a perfect 4 for 4 today.
Of course, the home run, that was historic. And 3 singles on top of it. You're just seeing the ball well, because after you hit a home run like she did in her last at bat, it would be really easy to start swinging for the fences in your next AB, but not her. She hits it hard, top half of the ball through the infield.
The other reason that Danae probably put on a smile on her face is because she's the catcher for Maggie, with Team USA. She just caught her last week, and now she's like, oh, man, I know what you throw. So she just had to time it up. See what the sequence might be, right?
Former teammates becoming foes, former foes becoming teammates. One of the other cool things about the WPBL and just the representation that it has, ton of international experience throughout these rosters.
So Launer's at the plate right now, facing Maggie. Big. Look at that 12-6 drop on that last pitch. Launer is a first-round pick for the Heights, pick 3rd overall. She is in the number 4 slot for a reason. Throw to first base, trying to check Benitez, who loves to run on the bases. Can't really keep her there, but they're trying to. Maggie knows. Launer's today 2 for 2, double, single, scored a run, drove in 3, and walked. She can get on base.
Fun fact about Launer's that I realized doing some research before this. I mentioned earlier she played softball at Washington. I played against her my senior year, her freshman year when I was at Stanford, and now full circle.
Throw down to second, off the mark, sliding in safely, but deciding to stay right at second as that ball just kind of got stuck out there in short center field. Benitez not trying to go. She already picked up 1.
You take a look, great jump. Keeping an eye on it. That throw way too inside. Not a whole lot you can do as the receiving player in that situation. Benitez even thinking about taking third, just keeping a close eye to see if she had the time, the aggressiveness. And that's what you want to see, right, on day 1. Dirty uniform like that.
That's what I was just thinking. Who's washing the uniforms here? Because this is the caked on dirt with the rain the way it is. It's like, and she's sliding and diving everywhere. And that's 4 balls here to Launer, second time in a row that she'll walk. But, yeah, that is caked on for Benitez. I hope they don't have to wash their own unis, right? That's up to the clubby.
Well, they talk about the younger version of themselves and how they're playing for that 6-year-old and when they first started playing and love of the game. That was one of the most fun parts, getting dirty.
Oh, that's all you wanted to do, right?
Yes.
That's it. You didn't want to come home with a clean uniform?
No.
Yeah. So with Launer's at first, Benitez at second, Jada Lee at the plate. She's 1 for 3 today. Wiggles her bat, awaits the pitch. Maggie looks back at second, checks again, then throws in. A pitch that baffles Lee. Swing and a miss. Look at her. She's like, all right, I gotcha. They saw each other last week, too. This is fun. Here it comes again. That one will miss. And they're calling it a balk, so the runners will advance 1 station here. So now both in scoring position. Heights already with the 2-run edge here in the game as they're up 8-6.
That's a tough mistake to make at a tough time, to put 2 in scoring position.
And that'll miss.
It's the type of thing that you dreamt of, though, as a kid. Okay, a couple of outs late in the game, couple of runners on. The pressure's on the pitcher, the pressure's on the hitter. You get to do this all for a living in women's pro baseball.
5th batter that Meidlinger's working on this inning, her first inning of relief, and she will get Lee window shopping there and sit her down. That'll do it as the Heights leave 2 stranded. Second strikeout for Meidlinger here in this inning. This telecast is produced for the private use of our audience, and any other use of this television broadcast or any pictures, audio, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Women's Professional Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Leading off for the Queens, third baseman, Ashton Lansdowne.
And welcome back. We're in the top of the 7th. Heights up 8-6. What a ball game that's been here for the inaugural season of the Women's Pro Baseball League. Fans have been treated to an excellent ball game. So Lansdell, McKay, and Edwards due up here for Los Angeles. They're down just by 2. Jackie Reynolds in her 3rd inning of relief. She'll deliver the pitch. It'll be tipped by Lansdell.
One thing that the Heights as a staff have done really well is actually keep Lansdell under control. She's still looking for her first hit in her WPBL career, coming off of an absolute monster performance at the World Cup.
That'll go into the stands. Fans racing after it. Scramble. Who finds it? A big cheer for the fan that does. Aw, that's the way to do it. Give it up to a young fan. Back to the action here on the field. And the pitch inside. That'll miss.
So far today, Lansdell did walk and score back in the first, but struck out, grounded out her following 2 plate appearances. So being able to neutralize her towards the top of the order like that, they've had her and Monet Davis in check, not allowing any hits to really the first 4 hitters in this Queens lineup. So that has been key, attacking that top part of the order for this Heights pitching staff.
And a big swing and a miss. Reynolds picking up the strikeout here. 1 away. Jamie McKay will step up to the plate. 0 for 2 with the walk. And the Heights are just 2 outs away of picking up their first win, and it'll be the first win in WPBL history. Inside, turning on it. She'll get out of the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Queens put another pair of runs on the board last inning. This is their last time to do it this inning. That'll hook foul left side. Fans standing and oohing and ahhing. They're waiting for something to happen here. A lot has happened all ball game. Queens fans got treated right off the top as 2 runs crossed the plate, both Davis and Lansdell. And then, then it was the opposite as the Heights fans were treated. They took over the lead and have had the lead all game, up by 2. 1 away. Queens down to their last 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. That'll get away from the catcher, Benitez. Gosh, what has been your favorite part of the game so far today? So much to just sink in and love and enjoy, right?
That is so tough to pick. I think leading up to the game was one of the best parts, one of the most emotional parts. And then actually getting to see that first pitch come across and exhale. Everybody, all the players, umpires, league managers, everybody.
Pop-up, chasing after it. Zettelmoyer, and she's not going to be able to come with it. She had to come all the way back off the lip there behind third base, racing toward it. And just with the rain and with the wind, She had to chase that down a long way.
A lot of movement when it goes that high in the air. And you can see, like you said, behind third base, having to come up quite a bit. Trying to read that in the air, that's really difficult to do, especially when you're on the move. So a bit of a break there. Staying alive are the Queens.
So the tying run will come to the plate in Sarah Edwards. She scored a run back in the fourth, 0 for 2 today with the walk. Bats from the left side of the plate, strike right at the knees. So McKay at first base, Edwards here at the plate. Open stance, has both eyes on the pitch. She'll turn on it, hit it down the line, but it'll go foul.
Yeah, technically that last one, that goes down as a single in the books, right?
It does,
and so
yeah.
that is the first hit from any of the first 4 batters for the Queens today.
Which is very surprising. Like you said, you were mentioning it about, you know, as far as Monet and Ashton, both got on base, both scored, but not by hits. That was key for the Heights to shut out the top of the order there. Tying run here at the plate. Here comes the pitch. It's coming back. Oh, one of the fans in front of us is going to get a souvenir. Lucky Ducks, lucky them. Getting a bobblehead and a WPBL. First game, inaugural season ball. They look like they've been muddied up, not only with the regular mud that you use. There's a swing and a miss. A little tapper into the glove. All right, umpire said my bad. Edwards still has got another strike on her. But, you know, they muddy the balls up before every game, you know, so they're not so shiny and slippery. And then these balls have been in the mud here, too, you know, since it's been raining. And there's a called third strike. Edwards hanging out there, and she'll have to do the slow walk back to the dugout. So Reynolds here in the 7th struck out.
Stepping up big time. I mean, look at that location down in the zone. Edwards thought it was below the knees. Great location and just ice in her veins in that moment to come back with that. Okay, you said she got another strike. Well, let me come deliver strike 3 right now.
And there's another strike. Reynolds is in her groove as she's facing Maggie Fox right here. Fox got things going for the Queens back in the 6th, led off with a double, then went around to score as Roche drove her in, Honduras drove her in, and there's another strike. Reynolds is just on a roll right here.
She's feeling it right now.
So the Queens down to their final strike, and the fans are on their feet, and so are we. Tying run is at the plate, but the Queens are down to their final strike, and that'll miss. Hard hit ball up the middle, diving after it into center field, and the Queens will play for another at bat. So 2 on, and the go-ahead run is at the plate for the Queens.
A lot of credit to Maggie Fox helping herself out. That pitch is off the plate outside, and she's able to get enough barrel and push it up the middle. She has a couple of singles on the day, couple of RBIs, a double, was also on the mound, doing just a little bit of everything for the Queens.
So here's the right-hand batter, Michelle Roche, steps in the box. She's the go-ahead run for the Queens. She'll pop up first pitch. Chasing after is Benitez. She finds it, falls, it drops That'll bring Roche back to the plate. Talk about muddy. She is now caked on mud everywhere. Benitez giving such a great effort.
That is such a tough play to make. Look at the ground that she covers over near the dugout. She tries to get there and then adjust to make the catch, the movement in the air. Just can't quite snag it, but what an effort.
Yeah, different material too on that warning track area. More like pebbly, stony, and very slippery as the grass is too. So Roche goes back into the box. 2 on here for the Queens. We're in the top of the 7th, 2 away. That ball will get away, or go away rather, but Benitez, it doesn't get away from her.
Yeah, she's making sure
No.
that does not get past.
She's wiping off her throwing hand there as she dove after that ball, and everything just got muddy. Next pitch up in the air. That'll go into right center. Could be trouble. We'll see. And it is. It'll drop in. A run will score for the Queens. And now there's runners at the corners at first and third. It is just a tough day for the fielders today to really judge the ball with the wind swirling, the rain coming down.
That is exactly what's happening too. I mean, this is tough on the pitchers because you think about it, and without some of the elements and the weather that they're having to deal with out in the field, these are some pretty straightforward outs, but instead you can see where she starts to read it and then she has to move back several steps. Meanwhile, the runners, they're going to be taking off. They're being aggressive here, and all of a sudden we have a 1-run ball game.
And the fans are cheering for Amira Hondras as she comes to the plate. Rocky will go out to the mound, talk to her pitcher. Reynolds was just dealing. You know, she had 2 strikeouts, then was throwing a lot of strikes, and then Fox found a hole, and Roche just popped it up and said, you know, that might be the key right now, is just get balls in the air and let it swirl around, because it's been troublesome for the fielders here today.
Second base runner that's gotten on, hitting something in the air that would normally be pretty routine and playable. And the first one, McKay, she came around to score to make this an 8-7 ball game. Just trying to put it in play, make something happen, putting pressure on the defense.
Queens aren't going down without a fight. Just down by 1. It's an 8-7 ball game. Tying run is at third base right now. Runners at the corners at first and third, 2 away. We're in the top of the 7th. Heights hanging on to their lead just barely. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. It'll miss. The chant start. Let's go Queens. Reynolds focuses in. Hondras just as focused. Sets at the belt. Here comes the pitch. It's hit hard into center. Here comes the tying run. And it's an 8-8 ball game.
Fired up here at Robin Roberts Stadium. Hondras clutch in the moment. Fox is all smiles, and she gets a hold of this one, driving it out to the green when it matters the most, keeping her team in it. The Queens came to battle.
Wow, this is exciting, and it's getting more exciting every inning, every at-bat. It's a tie ball game. The Heights are the home team, so they'll get their last at-bat in the bottom of the 7th. But right now, the Queens are hoping to put some more on the board, as they have 2 on the base pass right now at first and second, 2 away. Pinch hitter at the plate is Isabella Villarreal. Righty-righty matchup, slightly open stance. Here's the pitch. She'll take. Next pitch, strike right at the letters. Queens doing it in pairs. Every inning that they have scored runs, they've scored two, put 2 on the board. They want to change things up though here, right? No more, they want, let's go for the trio instead or something even more. But they have tied up the ball game. They have come back. They took the early lead in the top of the first, but then the Heights took over and they were kind of cruising all game, and the Queens just tacking on runs whenever they could, and now they've tied up the ball game. That'll miss away. As a pinch hitter, Villarreal is very patient, and she's not chasing after those pitches out of the zone.
One of the hardest things to do in all of sports. Coming in cold.
She'll launch this one into center field. On the run and over her head. Lee has to chase it down. Here comes a run for the Queens. Make it 2. She's being waved home. The play at the plate, the tag, and she's safe. So we talk about pairs. Well, there's a pair of runs right there. And now the Queens have scored 4 runs here in this ball game and have taken over the lead 10-8. They're making it hard for the Heights.
Talk about taking advantage of your opportunities. Pinch hitting in the 7th. Your team is down by 1. What are you going to do? Or tied up rather, and she brings 2 more across. Not just the go-ahead, but the cushion as well. And you can see she drives that deep. You can see how fired up the Queens were on the side, as well as getting waved around to come and score. Well, you said we wanted to see them potentially try to do something different, not just 2 across, and now they've also brought in a new pitcher.
So it's the new era call to the bullpen, and on the mound is Jada Lee. Lee just coming out of center field. You'll see that here in the WPBL. Every player, well, not every player, but a lot of players, 2-way players, and Lee, she just had that ball go over her head, and now she's got to settle in and come here on the mound and pitch, just trying to get that last out here in the top of the 7th. I know these athletes are used to it. This isn't something you would typically see, in pro ball, but here they are used to playing 2-way, coming in these kind of situations. Lee, the 14th overall pick. First woman to compete in men's baseball at Canada Summer Games. And she started playing baseball on the boys and men's teams at age 10.
She was a 14th pick overall in the first round. We talked about how much family she has here in town, watching her debut with the WPBL, watching the league kick off for the first time. And now they get a chance to see her do something else, getting to be on the mound. She already got her first hit in RBI in her WPBL career, and now trying to get it done on the mound.
Samaria Benitez will be the batter that Miller faces. Heights only need to get 1 out here. Runner in scoring position at second is the pinch hitter. Oh, we've got a pinch runner, actually. That's Brittany Apgar in at second base. She has some speed.
And listen, the Queens have doubled their hit total this inning. They had 5 hits in total coming into the 7th. They added 5 more. Now they're sitting at double digits to put up double-digit runs. That's efficiency.
Apgar coming in as the pinch hitter. And I talked to her in the off season, you know, that talking about her speed. And what was so unusual is that she explained how when she had to have surgery, she has one hand. As a young child, she had many, many surgeries to give her more an extension of that hand so like she could tie her shoes or something. But they had to do grafts from her foot. And she said it was very painful for her to run. I'm like, wow, she has so much speed, but it's painful for her to run. That's how much of an athlete and how much she wants to play the game. But they actually, when they, she was going, you know, out on social media, got the big protect the nub to help her when she's hitting, to protect that one hand that she has a nub on. That's what she affectionately calls it. And then they also found a way to help her as the ball gets away from the catcher Benitez and Apgar gets to third base. She'll round the bag but stay at third, but also giving her some protection so it'll help her foot so she won't have that pain anymore.
Such an inspiring story as she advances a little bit closer to potentially another insurance run here for the Queens. She started playing baseball when she could walk. I mean, this has been a lifelong love affair that she has had with this game.
Queens on top by 2. Here comes the pitch. Fastball at the belt. Called third strike. Sit down. And the Queens will hang on to their 10-8 lead as we go to the home half of the 7th here from Robin Roberts Stadium.
Robin Roberts, I know
And welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 7th, and the Heights, well, they actually have to come back here. It looked like they might just close up the game in the top of the 7th, and the Queens said no way, and they got on top of the board. They put 4 runs across the plates on 5 hits, and now the Queens are on top by 2. Fans are, I think they're going to stay all game because they want to be here to the very end. And I have a feeling that they just want to be here and cheer for these girls at the end of the game. They don't care who's winning. I mean, they are definitely cheering, you know, but at the same time, I think they just want to be here and witness every single pitch, every single out, and give a good round of applause at the end of the game.
And apparently they have to stay the whole time, because anybody who thought, all right, the Heights are going to wrap this thing up in the top of the 7th, well, you would be wrong. We have to play the ball. They're not going away quietly.
Maggie Meidlinger stays on the hill. The closer came in last inning, and she is facing Alyssa Zettelmoyer. Zettelmoyer. She's got a big open stance there, likes to keep her bat parallel over her right shoulder. She'll take the next pitch. Next one at the letter, strike. Maggie's not going to mess around at all here in the 7th. She faced 5 batters in the 6th. She'll miss up and away. Struck out 2. This ball's launched up in the air, and as we've seen before, it could be trouble. Basket catch by the right fielder. That's the way you got to do it, I guess, right? Just keep your body in front of it and just bring it in and don't let anything get by you, just kind of like a ground ball.
Just stick with it the whole way. Trying something different, and hey, it worked this time. She's coming in on the move, sees that it's in front of her, and switches that glove underneath. Made it look easier than it was, that's for sure.
Meidlinger working on the next batter. Here's the pitch. Catherine Murphy at the plate. Here's the next pitch. It'll be a weak ground ball down the third base line. Quick throw on the run, and there's 2 away.
And that is the defense that we are used to seeing from Ashton Lansdell, the captain for the Queens, her and her team not giving up till the very last out.
So the Heights down to their final out here in the bottom of the 7th. What a story it has been here today. Fans are standing up now. They know this could be the final out here of the ball game, as the Heights had the lead going into the top of the 7th. But instead, the Queens flip the script and have the 2-run lead. Meidlinger deals to the lefty. It's a strike.
And it looks like we do have a pinch hitter for this one for the Heights, trying to keep it going. Claire Eccles, another one representing Canada.
Next pitch, Eccles, she'll tap it. 0-2 as the Heights down to their final strike. Fans on their feet. They know this could be the ball game, and Meidlinger delivers. She'll miss away. Next pitch, and that's launched into the stands. Another reason why the fans sticking around. They're still getting some souvenirs.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you have a shot at taking something from an inaugural game and an inaugural season, come on. Nice little souvenir there to come away from the WPBL. Such a historic day, a historic weekend.
Next pitch, that's a tapper. It'll be tough as Lansdale races, throws to first in time. And that'll do it here in the inaugural season, very first game, season opener. And